Hi, welcome to Small Potatoes, a show where we discuss the insignificant, inconsequential, and inappropriate tidbits of life that we feel deserve more attention. My name's Trevor.
I'm
Anthony.
Spencer. Why?
What?
I want to be second.
What?
Just once.
Why is that such a big problem?
Episode 4. You made it. You're here. We're here. What do we talk about? Sleeping in class a lot today.
We all did it.
The final playdate.
The final playdate. What else? Halloween candy.
That's
AI, captchas, that bullshit. And what eventually will lead to some sort of eagle eye action movie situation where you gotta go on the run. And we have fun with that. So hope you enjoy, hope you laugh, hope you DM us suggestions of small potatoes that you think we need to discuss.
No more dick pics. This ends here.
Enough
Yeah,
with
guys.
the dick pics.
Seriously, stop.
Spencer hates the dick pics.
I hate them. And remember, it's all fun and games until someone cares. We don't, so it's all fun and games.
We're rolling.
So here's the chain of events.
Hello?
We all get together.
That's not our intro. Yeah, sing the theme song. Sing the theme song.
And yes, she's annoying. Give it to me. What's it called?
What's the name of the show?
All right, Spencer.
Alrighty.
You have so many things.
I have so many topics today.
Spencer,
of
start us off.
Little consequence of no importance at all. And the number one thing that I want to bring up is I don't know if this relates to everybody or just people with older siblings or people that had people that were super annoying in their lives. But did you guys ever have people in your lives that would forcefully crack your knuckles without your consent?
Oh, yes, my older brother.
Yeah.
How did you know?
No,
Did you,
I do
Trevor?
not have an older sibling, therefore I was not.
But like no like friend at school that was like, man, let me like grab your thumb in between and go.
Yeah,
Like this whole thing.
yeah,
Like
but
they were chiropractors?
I would just say no. Be like, no, get the fuck away from me.
But that's the point. It's
But
without
yeah,
your consent. They
yeah, no,
still
I do.
do
I have
it.
had people like where they like grab your like middle finger and like push it in.
Yeah.
The way it always worked for me was like, they would be like, no, I know how to do it every time. And you're like, my fingers don't do that. Though. And then my brother would be like, watch. And he would push really hard until like
Till nothing
my
happens.
fingers like dislocated. And I'm like, ow.
Ow, 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 ow.
No sound except for the sound coming out of my mouth. Fuck you. Go away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember so often just like being almost in tears because it wouldn't like ultimately it wouldn't hurt. Like when they actually did crack my knuckles.
It's the
But, like,
cracking
the
doesn't hurt. It's
fear
when it
for me-
fails to crack is when it
Yeah,
hurts.
the fear for me
going.
of it failing, I was like, please, don't, and then they would do it, and I'd just be like,
Yeah.
this is traumatizing.
You guys want one of my favorite cracks that you get with your knuckles it's a specific moment. Whenever you were at school, whether it was elementary school, middle school, high school, even college, is when you're sitting in those chairs with the table on it, and you're just like annoyed, and you push against the table a little bit towards the chair, the back of the chair, and your entire back just like expands and just like, oh my goodness.
Just like the.
And you weren't expecting it to. You're just literally just like, oh, I'm so bored, pushing your back. Oh, that is
really
literally
releases
the
that
best.
tension. Oh yeah,
Did you guys ever fall asleep in class?
all the time. Oh my god.
Guys, yes. I had an astronomy class in an observatory that was pitch black. The absence of light was there. And it was like luxury movie theater seating with like feet rests. Actual rests for your feet.
Wow.
And in the dark, the whole entire class. So you're like, oh
And
my
there's
goodness.
a guy talking like this, teaching you about quasars. And this one is a black hole. And this one,
Not even kidding.
this is a photorealistic image taken by the Hubble telescope. And yeah, that would put me to sleep too.
All wrong. It was Liam Neeson, and it was the Black Hole documentary. Whew.
I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, did you fall asleep in class ever?
Yes, I did. And I was always so afraid to. And then one time I did, and I got like the teacher. It was so cool. It was so like uncool when teachers would play cool when like, but you can tell that they're trying to play it cool. Like I had a teacher wake me up while he was he was talking, giving his lecture, and then like walks over to my desk as he's giving the lecture, and then like shakes my desk but never stops talking, and then like wakes me up, and then like walks away, and I was like, that was so like, yeah, like sorry for being asleep, like whatever, you woke me up, but like don't be like, oh, I'm not even gonna stop giving my lecture while I do it. It was
I bet
it was just so like, I don't know, pretentious.
I bet so many students in that class were like, that was so cool.
Right.
That
He didn't even
that
stop
was
talking.
awesome. He didn't even stop talking. I can't believe that. He showed him.
See, one of my favorite things about like falling asleep in classes, I've noticed this like whether it was like in church growing up or if it was definitely in school, still in school, is when you're falling asleep, there's this whole like facade that you don't want to be caught sleeping and you don't want to fall asleep, but you like it's like you play off like waking up like you were never asleep. Because every time you fall asleep, you always like your body like drops, you know, and you like it wakes you up. But like always playing it so fucking cool.
How about when you're like dozing off during like popcorn reading or something, and right as it gets to you, you like find your place real fast, and you're like, I fucking nailed that situation.
Exactly. It's always about playing it as cool as you can, that you were never asleep, even though everyone just saw you drop like a foot
Yeah.
before you bounced back up.
I would like immediately have my pencil in my hand and be like, oh, I've been writing this whole time.
What I would
don't
do-
even know what you're
What I would
saying.
do is I'd do a couple more bounces.
Yeah.
Just to be like, I'm just like exhausted. I'm just
Play it
like
off.
having a good time.
I'm just like vibing, just dancing to the music in my head.
I would drop my head a couple times. Like, yeah, like I'm thinking about a beat right now. I'm just creating.
Yeah, I'm
I'm always at work. Inspiration never sleeps.
Yeah, right.
I was always in our class, our mutual film class that we all took in high school. I was always really upset because I would fall asleep all the time. And I was upset that our teacher would get so mad because how could he expect a 16-year-old boy to stay awake after eating a big lunch?
I know, we always had it right after lunch.
And I'm in this dark room.
Yeah,
I'm in this dark room watching a 1930s silent film.
Metropolis.
I'm just like, I'm
Fuck that
falling asleep. I'm so sorry.
Well,
I'm trying so hard to stay
And
awake
we were
right
all
now.
so sleep deprived that by like early afternoon hit, like our lack of sleep like started hitting our bodies.
Oh yeah.
Like we powered through for like the real classes throughout the day, and then by like 2-3 p.m. we were like we were running on fumes.
I hope he hears us say that. The real classes. Yeah.
No, literally. Here's the thing. Watching those movies now, it's great. But I just wasn't able to fully appreciate it because we were at school till 10 p.m. every night.
I still haven't rewatched so many like important films that I say I've seen that I was actually asleep for the last like third.
Fraud.
I'm such a fraud.
For me, I've mostly rewatched most of them, but the one that I just can't seem to rewatch is Citizen Kane. I just
I actually
can't
didn't fall asleep in that one.
do it.
I was
I
there
didn't
for that
either.
one.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep like the middle, so it just made it more confusing.
Wait, are you telling me you rewatched Metropolis?
No. Fuck Metropolis.
I've rewatched Metropolis.
Why?
Why? And another film class?
I think it
were you-
was. I think
was
it
it a
was
grade?
for another film class.
I just remember, sleeping through Metropolis, and every time I woke up, I was like so
Mad.
I was just so confused and like so like scared of what was going on. It was just like
That movie's confusing when you were awake the whole time.
it reminds me of we watched The Lighthouse, Anthony and I together, and I got extremely intoxicated beforehand, and it was late at night, and I was just like falling asleep the whole time, and literally every time I woke up, I was just so I was like, what in the hell is happening?
You just close his eyes and go back to sleep.
Yeah, I was just like going right back to sleep.
For anyone who hasn't seen The Lighthouse, there isn't one sentence that is spoken in that movie that makes sense. It's like a theater of the absurd type
No
movie.
coherent sentences.
So it's also being sober and awake is also pretty tough, but it was really good. Super good film.
Good for those involved.
4 out of 5.
Good for them.
Yeah, not a good movie, but great film.
Great film.
I feel like that is a really good
What a great
distinction
art
to
piece
make.
on the visual medium.
But yeah, no, I hated my knuckles cracked as a kid.
Yeah, I was just about to say, moving on from getting your knuckles cracked.
That is a very small potato. And everything else that we talked about
Yeah.
after that doesn't matter.
Do you have anything that you'd like to bring to the table? Do you have a plate of small potatoes you'd
Mine's
like
a
to
little sad.
share with us?
Mine's a little sad that I've been thinking
Ooh,
about.
a little
It's
sad
not
potato?
So
Little sad
Little sad
potato.
potato.
It's a potato.
okay. This can work for literally any instance in your life, but I was specifically framing it on. Remember how you used to go outside and play with your friends when you were kids, right?
Absolutely.
So what I was thinking about was there's always a last time we do something. And not all the time do we know that that's the last time. And I was thinking about the last time I actually was a kid and played outside with my friends. Like we did things. Like, did I know when I walked home that night when the street lights came on, it was time for dinner, that would be the last time that I would be doing that and playing with my friends. And I was like, huh. I wonder, did I know? What's the day? What was the game?
Yeah, but
Or did I slowly...
is
I don't know.
is hanging out outside, maybe playing a pickup game of football, is that not playing outside?
That is akin to it, I think.
You can do
Well,
it as an
but
adult.
I think-
what
When was the last time you played a pickup game of football outside with your friends on the street?
I played a
Well.
pickup game of kickball the other day,
Yeah,
actually. By the
yeah.
other day, I mean last year, but...
The other
But
day.
as an adult, that's
in
last year.
2019.
Yeah, well,
That's-
back
yeah,
when
as
you
an
could play
adult.
games with people, back when you could just do stuff like that. But yeah, I've gone camping and there were games. We've played a game, Anthony. We played bocce ball the other month.
Oh my god, that was that was probably one of the funnest games.
How is that different than a game as a kid?
I think it's about the spontaneity of neighborhood games. You do not plan, we're all going to play Capture the Flag on
Yeah.
Thursday. It's
Yeah.
no, it is you wake up, you knock on Alyssa's door, and you say, Alyssa, do you want to play Capture the
Well,
Flag
for
today?"
example, when was the last time that you knock on someone's door and ask them to play?
Oh, I don't think I've knocked on someone's door in years.
Yeah, but you didn't think that was going to be the last time.
I stood outside the door and I texted them that I'm outside their door.
I will say, Anthony, my neighborhood had a very just close knit group
Yeah.
of kids that we all loved playing outside together, and I distinctly remember the last time that it happened organically, and it felt like the end of Friends or
Yeah.
Seinfeld or something, where we all played Ghosts in the Graveyard, and it was late at night, and the next day this girl was moving the next day to Utah. I was going to a different school, and another person was going to a private school, and so we were all just moving on to next things, and it was saying goodnight to the street. It's
It's so sad.
as we all parted in the middle of the cul-de-sac to walk back to our houses.
Closing time played as you walked out.
Closing. Yeah.
All of the
Exactly
streetlights
how it
turn
felt.
off once you guys have entered. Just fades to black. That's what I'm thinking.
You're walking,
It's like
you're walking in your front door, but then you stop in the doorway, look back, smile, and then
All of
flip,
you.
flip the
We all-
switch. You flip the switch on the side of your house, and all those streetlights turn off.
But then Jimmy, who's still hiding, is like, "Hey guys, are we still playing?"
You guys haven't found me yet.
After this crazy emotional moment has happened.
But honestly, that's so little kid friend group to have that one friend that you guys keep forgetting about and kind of avoid
Oh yeah.
and didn't say goodbye to.
Yeah, but my neighborhood had at certain points in time had upwards of legitimately 30 kids. And
my
we would
God.
have a massive game of Capture the Flag or tag, these huge
Exactly.
games, or we would Ding Dong Ditch. It
Oh,
would be so
yeah.
obvious because there
So
would be 30
obvious.
kids running down the street being like, ah, some kid tripping, some kid jumps into a bush.
And we all want to see their reactions, so we're hiding behind a car, but we're popped up above the roof.
We're so in view
So
of
in
the
view.
doors.
And we just do the same house over and over again.
my neighborhood, we initiated this like these new people moved in, and we initiated them by just ding dong ditching them 10 times in a row. And at like the 10th time, the lady came out with a baseball bat and her dog, screaming at all of us.
That's the best possible scenario.
And for the rest of my life, I still don't know. This person lived 2 doors down from me. I still don't know their names. I still refer to them as the new people.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone referred to them. Like, oh, don't go near them. That's the new people.
You know, what I think is
For 10 years.
Back then, I feel like 10, 15 years ago, this is more likely to have happened than now for some reason because no one wants to answer the door now. But like, do you remember when you would ding dong ditch and it went wrong and they would just come search for you for 45 minutes and you were just sitting in a bush just like, I need to pee so bad. My heart is racing.
When are they going to give up?
They're looking for me.
But there's no
you're just
adrenaline rush quite like that when you're hiding as a little kid outside.
You're holding your pee-pee
under a car, and you're there's your hands are black from the street.
The asphalt. You're trying to slow your breath, but it's still like
you're literally trying to control your breath. But you can't.
Whenever I watch horror movies and I'm like, why can't she just control her breath? Why is she breathing so hard? Just slow your breath. But then you got to remember back to like when you were a kid doing that, and it was impossible.
It's impossible.
Dude, that same friend, like Jimmy, that you would leave, is the guy who would, every time you were doing something, he would be laughing the whole time, and you're like, shut the fuck up. But then also, when you'd be hiding and you're like, hey, we have to move around this wall real quick, he would step on every single goddamn leaf.
Every stick, every leaf.
Every stick.
It was the kid who like when you would meet the friends that you wanted to hang out with outside, it was like, okay, be quiet and we got to walk around the corner so Jimmy doesn't see us. But he would always see you through his window and like come out, hey guys, you guys playing? We're like, fuck, he saw us. Yeah, Jimmy, we're going to go play sardines. Okay. You hide first though, Jimmy. We'll come find you. All right, let's go.
So yeah, I just think that it's so kind of fun to think about, like that little bittersweet moment where you're like, when was that last time? Spencer literally had a series finale.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But a lot of my moments weren't like that.
I definitely had hangouts like that where it was like we would be hanging out and we were like maybe 1 year too old that we all were like, this is weird. We like don't do this anymore. The magic's gone, you know? We're all just kind of sitting on the sidewalk like we're past our peak on this and like none of us feel at ease doing this.
Sort of along with that and Anthony's whole thing, I don't remember the last time I trick-or-treated. Like, I don't remember that last year. I remember it was more of like a transition. Like, I would trick-or-treat, and then I would, like, go to a cool
party.
I
remember feeling too old for it, like, at least a couple times.
Right.
I remember being like, what am I doing? What the fuck is going on? Did you guys ever get Krabby Patties?
Ooh,
oh, yeah.
I love those things.
I hated those.
Oh, my
God.
God.
It was like eating rubber. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the
You're
gummy.
eating
They were like,
sugar rubber.
They were the perfect, like, they looked so divine. Like, it was the perfect aesthetic gummy. It was just translucent enough, and it was just, like, the color was like a gem.
Do you know how like in advertising, you know, like ice cream is like actually like mashed potatoes or something like that? That's what Krabby Patties are like that you get on Halloween. It's like that's not supposed to be eaten.
Oh, purely for looks.
I hated those.
Moving on, if we can, when packages say microwave on high, what the hell does that mean?
It's like always on high.
Have you ever changed your microwave?
Or like it tells you like the wattage that it needs to be. Like who knows the wattage of their microwave?
When will I ever?
It's always a 1100 watt microwave. You're like, dude, I have a microwave. It came with the house.
No idea.
It came with the house. It's been sitting there. I'm just gonna use
I looked at my microwave. I was like, where on earth would I suggest
the bottom,
low or back, high or medium? I have no idea.
Don't even dare touch the back of your microwave with all that grease and shit.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
No,
nasty.
never gonna look back there.
True.
I guess I always have the right amount of wattage for whatever I'm making.
Definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
There's too many buttons on a microwave.
Well, also now they have all those buttons like popcorn, soup, like melt butter, potato, but then anytime you go to make something, the package says don't use the popcorn button, don't use the designated button for this item.
Okay, let's talk. My whole life took that to heart. Was never press the popcorn button when you make popcorn.
It works.
It wasn't until months ago.
We literally had the conversation.
Yes.
I remember when it changed for you.
I'm about to be 23, and it was literally months ago that Spencer was like, "What do you mean you've never used the popcorn button?" And I was like, "Because it says." And then he showed it to me, and then I proceeded to see other people do it,
And it worked.
and I was like mind blown.
Yeah, at
Why? Why does it
some
say
point
don't
I
use it?
just said fuck it, I'm gonna try it, and I was like, why didn't I try this sooner?
I have never not used the popcorn button
I
for
don't-
popcorn. I don't know.
And why does it say don't use the popcorn button?
I've never read I've never read my popcorn package. I didn't know that it even said that.
in bold. It's literally like in bold, bigger letters than this side up, or
It tells you
1100
don't
watt
use the
microwave.
popcorn button. What you need to do is put it on high at a certain voltage.
for 3 minutes, and then wait 3 seconds between pops. That's when you know it's done.
Yeah.
You have to literally loiter around it to make sure.
You put it on
My
high
microwave-
and then you bring it back down to low for a few minutes and then you finish on medium. You know, when you have your microwave on medium mode.
Make sure the
Reheating
microwave is
your
on
popcorn.
medium.
I wonder if you reheat popcorn if it gets bigger.
Expands.
No, it burns. I know that. I know that. And then after I said it. Okay. You have so many more things.
I do. We want to keep talking. I don't know
Yeah,
how
let's
long
keep
we've been
going.
recording for.
Let's keep going.
I have 2 things. I'll let you guys pick the topic. Would you rather talk about chess or AI?
AI.
Fuck.
Wait, but
AI.
is there a okay, yeah, AI.
Or are we talking about playing chess with AI?
I was gonna say, are we combining the two or
No, we are
AI.
absolutely not.
AI. I wanna talk about AI.
The movie. Wait, the
Okay,
movie.
you guys are going to be so disappointed because this is not really about AI at all.
The movie with Haley Joel Osment, like the saddest movie of all time.
It's one of my favorite movies. Such a beautiful movie. No, what I wanted to talk about is I want to know if you guys, like me, overthink those robot tests on computers that ask if you're a robot and it shows like a stoplight. And it's like, choose all the images with a stoplight in it.
Do you know why?
And I want to like,
I know why that happens. I know why they ask you that question.
I know why they ask as well because they want,
Wow.
they want
Just
to
something
Me
to learn.
then
learn. Yeah.
can't bring something interesting to the table without Spencer
Hey,
already knowing.
for
That's
any-
not what I want
Okay,
to
hold on,
talk
hold on,
about.
hold on.
I wanted to talk about how when there's a stoplight image and like a corner of the stoplight is in the next image,
Yeah.
the next square. Do you click that square?
Yes.
Well, because you think if you fail the test, they're gonna like lock you out of the website
but you're just teaching.
Always.
when they just let
Yeah,
you.
but you're just teaching them.
You just reload it and try again, and yeah, you're teaching the software.
Hey, so Trevor, for any listener who isn't aware, why don't you let them know? Why don't you mansplain to them,
Yeah.
huh?
Tell us what we're doing when we take those tests.
Well, now I don't want to.
Well, now you have to.
Well, no, I don't want to say.
Nope.
Because I'm actually, to be honest, I'm actually sure there's at least a couple people who don't know.
Make me. I don't wanna. So when you answer those questions, like, is this a stoplight? Is this a person? Like, is this a motorcycle? It's to teach auto-driving cars, like AI for auto-driving cars to like know what things are. Like, that's what a stoplight looks like. That's what a motorcycle looks like. That's what a pedestrian looks like.
That's what a crosswalk looks like.
Yeah.
That's what a bicycle looks like.
Yeah. That's what a small
What if-
child looks like.
What if the
I wish that was a
question
question.
was like a picture? It was like, find how the person's face, and it's like you. It's like a picture of you.
So nervous.
All of a sudden, you get a phone call, and it's like Eagle Eye. You realize that you're now Shia LaBeouf.
What if you're filling out a captcha?
There's someone coming after you.
What
You
if
have 30 seconds.
what if you're filling out like a captcha or Are you a robot? And you get a phone call. Don't answer the question. Whatever you do, they'll find you. You have to run now. Leave your computer.
30 seconds.
Would you run? Like, if you got that, like, if the timing was so, like, confusing and, like, but, like, too real to be fake, would you just run? Would you book it? If you got that eagle eye phone call, would you run?
100%. 100%.
Why? Because now I know that I'm Shia LaBeouf. Because now I know that I am the main character, and I'm not some side character who gets blown up. Because the side character who gets blown up goes, nah, I'm not going to listen to that. Presses enter on the key, and then
boom,
wide outside the apartment where it explodes.
But what do you do? Where do you go? Like, how do you run? Do you bring your phone? You
definitely make sure you're in your coolest outfit for sure.
Yeah, I would immediately change.
Like if you're in your underwear, you're not the main character.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like ready to go and you like have the keys like right there and you're wearing cool shoes, then you're the main character.
But there has to be some element that follows you through the scene or the sequence of the movie of like, oh, this guy like wasn't prepared, like you're barefoot or something. Like you're fully clothed, but you're barefoot because you had to run out of the house. And that's like part of the difficulty of the movie is like, I left my house without getting shoes on. And now it's been 3 days and I've been running across the country trying to topple this corporation.
It's the key card to the company that you work for.
Oh, yeah.
Who's also like the bad guy company.
And then it's like, oh, we need the key card. And you got to call your mom. And it's like, Mom, do you have the key card? Oh, yes, dear. It's here on the desk. Oh, someone's at the door. Don't answer the door, Mom. Just give me the key card,
Or the scene goes this way. When you call your mom and then it's like a man who's like, hey, you're like, oh, you have my mom. And he's like, I do have your mom. Do you have the key card? It's always the person who you're not expecting to answer the phone answers the phone.
Yeah.
And it was the person who told you to leave in the first place.
And later in the movie, you find out it's just the guy that was dating your mom that she hasn't talked about yet.
Right.
And you were freaking out over nothing.
You call your mom's house. You call your mom's house, and a strange man answers the phone. You have my mother. No, I was just helping her move some stuff. I'm the neighbor. She asked me to get the phone.
I had your mother.
God.
Do you guys have a pocket constitution in your car?
No.
Is that something that only like I have instilled in
case you get pulled over and your rights are taken away from you?
Yeah.
Your white rights are taken away from you?
Exactly.
Sorry, sir.
This is something that like
this is in violation of my constitutional rights.
It's either my dad or my brother, I don't even know who, instilled this in me, but it was like, you need to have this in your glove box at all times.
That's so
like,
silly.
That's so funny.
That's so dumb.
It's like
you need to have like traffic laws and rights and like arrest rights. Not the Constitution itself is not going to help you in these situations.
Yes, actually,
you
you're
need
wrong,
to know
Trevor.
like the amendments.
You're wrong, Trevor. The way it will go down is you get pulled over, it goes license and registration, and it's like you're pulling for your ID, and you go, oh, that's the Constitution. And he's like, are you a constitutional brother? And you're like, yeah, brother. And he's like, go America, brother. And you're like, go America, brother. Second Amendment.
Pulling out the Eagle Scout card. This is how I know I'm not an Eagle Scout. So what Anthony just said was about basically all of Boy Scouts. I was told that the reason to get an Eagle Scout is so that you can keep it in your wallet so that exact instance will happen and the cop will go, oh, you're an Eagle Scout. It doesn't matter that you were
Free to
speeding.
go.
You're all free. And I always thought, I'm just going to get a fake Eagle Scout card. Like, why don't
That's crazy. I never thought about that.
Like, are they going to look me up in a database? Like, is he an Eagle Scout?
Let me look that one up. What troop were you a part of?
And that's how I know that honesty was not part of my thing in Boy Scouts.
Oh God, I want to see a scene where it's an Eagle Scout card, but it's treated as a fake ID, like trying to get into a bar with a, or trying to get into like an Eagle Scouts only like meeting, but it's like a fake ID bouncer situation. Like he's looking at it and he's like looking at it and he's like kind of bending it and flipping over. What troop are you part of? Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, do the Scout motto. What's the Scout motto?
Scout motto.
Be prepared. It was either be prepared or be poignant.
poignant.
Hey, if we get 4 friends together, the fake Eagle Scout cards will be cheaper if we buy it in bulk. And they'll send it in the mail.
I've been pulled over before, works every time. Who? I feel like all of those stories were lies.
All of them.
Where
They
they
had
say,
to have
I've
been.
been pulled over, it worked.
I was going 110 miles per hour. Pulled me over. Forgiven.
Doing
Immediately.
110 on a residential.
It's like, I'm sorry, officer, but I have
I'm an Eagle Scout.
charity to go do. I'm in a hurry. I have to go plant ficuses at the old folks' home.
Oh my god, yeah, these
My mom's horse is not tied up to the stables, and they need someone to know how to tie it. I know my loops.
I'm trying to get to the docks. I gotta get to the docks. They need someone to tie off a boat. It's an emergency, officer. That's why I was speeding.
I gotta go paint a fence.
Episode
4. That was it. We did it.
I just
Look, shut the fuck up so I can say what we need to say and we can end the episode. We thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, rate, review, all that
Download.
good stuff. Do it for us. So download onto your telephone, onto your laptop.
download
onto
onto your telephone.
Super important thing though, review us. Leave a review so that we head to the top. We're just scaling. We're climbing ladders here at Small Potatoes.
Preferably a good review is all I gotta say.
And look, if you have something nice to say about like me and Anthony, and maybe not so many nice things to say about Spencer, that's fine.
It's
Leave an
totally
honest
fine.
review. It's fine.
Just leave me out of it if you really don't like me that much.
You need to hear your criticism. So I think leave in the mean stuff about
If
Spencer
you have-
and get as personal as you like. He's got tough skin.
It's gross. It's so tough. I felt it.
And
Very thick skin. You should feel the bottom
it's
of
like
my
a
feet.
football.
It's crazy.
So-
It's like Mr. Deeds down there.